This is a story of boy meets girl. The boy, Wally, pronounced Wale, not Wale
I
E
consider
or
myself
Wale.
one of the best.
Live
Young
from the Fan Cave Podcast. We got my man, James Jones, a.k.a. Chocolate Snowflake, a.k.a. Party Bus James. How you say it again?
It's Party Bus Jones. Party Bus Jones. I used to go by Snowflake without the W because the W stands for white. And that ain't right. I used to tell them, I'm the coldest since the blizzard of '78. That store give you 5 foot of white. I'm gonna give you 5'8".
Say it one more time.
I used to say, I'm the coldest since the blizzard of '78. That store gave you 5 foot of white. I'm gonna give you 5'8".
Whatever, of Washington, D.C., grew up believing that he'd never truly be happy until the day he met his soulmate. This is not a love story.
See, breaking up is hard, to move along it's even harder. It's over, she got colder now, can't locate where her heart is.
This theme itself, for every new guest we get on the show, we try to curate, a segment specifically for them. And, I think that's my way of giving them they roses while they still here for free.
Right.
So for this theme, I wanted to title this Crowd Control. And how that conversation came up is because my man James Jones is a comedian. Am I correct? Or how would you voice your profession?
I'm a comedian by nature. Conversationalist by trade. Naturally just funny. As for going up and doing anything, some people got it, some people don't. I'm trying to get there, but
and I'm just being honest, since we not even talking, mama won't let you go, should even consider stalking. Now, I be teasing, that my
This is not a love story.
See, breaking up is hard, to move along it's even harder. It's over, she got colder now, can't locate where her heart is.
So you're natural. You got the gift of gab.
Yeah, naturally. It's just in a conversation, you can have it. You know what I'm saying? We can do what we want to do. You know what I'm saying? But
And I will agree with that because, I called you and we sit on the phone for hours. I would say, of course, how my mind is almost like Kanye West. If sometimes it goes 20 different directions, but then I try to find a narrow perspective. But people like you, you're able to see how my mind may work and create good conversation. So I appreciate that. That makes it easier for interview. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So once again, this is titled Crowd Control. One day I'm gonna put in like a fake laugh, just so it can amp up the anxiety of me saying that statement.
Right.
But
and I'm just being honest, since we not even talking, mama won't let you go, should even consider stalking. Now, I be teasing, that.
This is not a love story.
See, breaking up is hard, to move along it's even harder. It's over, she got colder now, can't locate where her heart is.
you're here specifically because of this Saturday, which will be hosted at the Costa's Bar on February the 27th. You're having a Crown Royal Comedy Jam, correctly, which is hosted by
my man Glizzy and me, Jonesy, at the show. It's going to be the 27th, 8 o'clock, Crown Royal Comedy Jam at Casas. I got my headliner, Brian B. Titty Tidwell. My feature is Tag with a C. And then my guest spot is going to be by Britt and Grace. I got a couple local openers as well.
You got three of them. You got three local openers. Let's pick some. We got Mr. Javante Fagan.
Yeah, aka Reverse J.
AKA Reverse J.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
I got
okay.
I got Darkita's baby mom, Caillou. He gonna Kuji Caillou. He gonna come in and do a hot 5 minutes, and then I got my man's to Don. He's opened up before Don Todd.
Yes,
he gonna come out here and do some things for us. So hopefully he can sweeten the pot.
All right, bet.
Locate where her heart is, and I'm just being honest. Since we not even talking, my mind won't let you go. Should even consider stalking. Nah, you know I be teasing, no.
Once again, he got 6 heavy hitters. He got once again Brian Tidwell, aka how you say his name?
Beat Titty.
Hey. Then we got Jeff Samuels. He's gonna be the featuring comic, and he go by the comedic name
Take with the C.
Yes, sir. Then Britton Grace, aka
Man Jackson.
which is the guest, and then you have 3 openers, correct?
Yep.
Which is Javante Fagan, aka
Reverse J.
aka. I try to put a special.
J Reverse J.
J Reverse.
Yeah.
Okay, and then we got aka Darkita's baby dad.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
That's
And then-
Caillou. Yep.
And Don Ty. So I just wanted to reiterate those names just to shine light.
I love that purple lingerie she put on for me. I love the way she say my name. It's like I love that purple lingerie she put on for me. I love the way she say my name. It's like.
And with that being said, what I would say is what inspired this upcoming event on Saturday, the Crown Royal Comedy Jam.
This one or just in general?
What I would say is in general, what inspired it in general before we even get in, this one specific? Because you've done prior events before this one.
It's just I wanted to do I started the comedy show so that way I can go up and do my own shit, and I'm like, fuck it, can't nobody tell me I can't do it if I ain't there. You know what I'm saying? When it's mine, I can do what I want. Well, then it turned into an actual show. So I run the show. So now I get people asking like, hey, when you gonna do another show? When you gonna do something like that?
You gonna do this over a text though? A text.
I'm with her. Anything's possible, She makes life like worth it.
Really, dude? Come on, man. Get that out of
Also,
here, man.
it's something I figure that you can go to Cleveland and Columbus and actually get a show and get black comics and things like that, but you can't get that here. I mean, there's plenty of places that do like little white comics and stuff like that and all that, but that's not what I want to see. That's not what I feel like my friends want to see. That's just, what I'm saying. If you do, I appreciate you. I have no problem with bringing comics like that there, but my focus is going to be black comics.
And that's a blessing. You say, because you're blunt. You're very blunt when it comes to saying, okay, I have nothing but love for the black community. And
man, from 6 weeks old, I was raised in a black house.
I understand.
So it's like I don't know any different.
It's not that I'm saying. It's like I want to understand.
Yeah,
Because
I don't. It's a new realm for me. Like to be around.
You gonna do this over a text though? A text.
It's just not working.
I'm with her. Anything's possible, She makes life like worth it.
Really, dude? Come on, man. Get that out of here,
To
man.
be in a room with all black people and I'm the only white person, I'm at home. If I see another white person come in, I'm like, who the fuck is that white dude?
Man. So what I would say is this: what is your love? What made you love such of a black woman? What is it about a black woman that you do love?
Well, like I said, I was raised from 6 weeks old in my grandfather's house, who was black. Okay, married my grandmother, who was white. That's the only reason why I'm out here looking melanin deficient now.
Don't say that, man.
Yeah,
Smooth.
and I had 8 cousins. It was all girls, and they went from light as almost as I am to, hey baby, you might want to stay out that sun for a little bit. You get a little, you know what I'm saying? You get a little dark on me, and I love my family so much. I just see the strength in every one of them. Like I said, there's 8 of them, so they went from like 14 all the way down to like my age, when I was like 3 or 4.
And I know as a comedian, you probably got plenty of stories.
Oh
that you
yeah.
How I keep from going under. It's like a jungle outside. Sometimes I wonder how I keep from going under. How I keep from going under. It's like a jungle outside. Sometimes I wonder how I keep from going under.
Yeah. I ain't gonna front. You
said what?
You got look like my auntie house. I ain't know if Eartha Kitt was gonna come out of somewhere and be like, Marcus, darling. You know what I'm saying? I ain't know with the leather pants, with the pillows and shit.
Hey,
I
was thinking about that. I said, man, when I come to this comedy show, man, as the audience, the audience should be just as nervous as the comedian because the comedian can put you out there. And I was thinking about that. I was like, man, when you come to a comedy show, you have to be prepared to get Jones on and not be offended,
right?
Because I just think that was a random thing. But let me rewind back a little bit.
We scream Black Lives Matter, but we still toting ladders. Watching our own brothers trying to get at us. Dreams get shattered when a scene full of crackers and they charge you with some shit you ain't do. You like you learn how to walk. Mama taught you how to fight, before she taught you how to write. And daddy locked down in the cell. Can kiss you night, monsters under the bed. Every night feel like a fright night, coke fumes in the air. Mama hold on.
You said, okay, the demographic is you wanna, build a platform for the urban community and whatnot. But then also you was talking about what'd you say?
Black. It's not urban. Let's just call it what it. I can't stand when motherfuckers do that. Let's not do. It's the black community.
Yes,
I understand if you want to say inner city, maybe, but it ain't urban. No, fuck that shit. It's black. I'm going for black. I don't know anything. I don't know anything about white communities or nothing like that. I don't know nothing about that shit. I know about black community. I know about all that shit. I remember when Blue Magic was green and green only, brother. I'm not bullshitting with you. Okay, Murray's. I ain't never seen a full can of Murray's be used yet.
So okay, hey, it's hard to be authentic and be professional.
No, do it.
No, I understand. No.
This is like a charity community service, even though they knew we was working. They did this to me on purpose, cause I ain't moving too perfect. I stay away from them clowns, watch how I move through the circus, cause they be weighing you down, even some of them learn how to walk. Mama taught you how to fight, before she taught you how to write. And daddy locked down in the cell. Can kiss you night, monsters under the bed. Every night feel like a fright night, coke fumes in the air. Mama hold on.
No, so I appreciate it because it's raw and uncut. So the black community, with you being able to create a platform for the black community, you also was mentioning, cities, because what I'm trying to get to is like allow the people to understand what your target is. Why you're starting this from the ground up. You started this with saying, okay, I want to be comedic and I'm gonna just try to do it myself, kick my foot, bust in the door, rather nobody help me. Through that, people were drawn to your ideal, right? And now you're creating a platform where people can eat. Now with that, you were already talking about like the certain cities that you went, like you were talking about demographic, and then you were talking about, okay, these are the cities that we was on the phone and you were saying Mansfield is like almost in the middle of that. Was that what you were saying?
Right, yeah. Mansfield, I don't mean to cut you off.
No, you're cool.
But Mansfield's in the middle of everybody, right? We're an hour away from Cleveland, Columbus, Akron, and we only 2 hours away from Toledo. We're 3 hours away from Cincinnati, but not really. But we're 30, 71, 39. We got every major byway going through here, and we're the blackest town in between each one of those. So why are we not, the focal point of this, or why are we not just a stop to get through? So that way, I understand that we're not getting Dave Chappelle, but we should be getting the next Dave Chappelle coming here, so that way they can go up there. Or even if they come here, it's because not everybody's going to want to go to the city. They'd rather come to a smaller town to do some shit like that.
Yeah, can you believe it? We're still on. Though it's designed for us to know.
Fell deep in love with the game and it married me. Judge said I give you a chance, just don't embarrass me. Motivating these little niggas is like a charity community service, even though they knew we was working.
Like, first of all, it is a foundation that you can say, okay, comics can come through in a hub, but what are you trying to get across 10 years from now with this?
That we should be the next up and coming spot. Like, I understand that we're not Cleveland. I understand that we're not Columbus. But if you looking to break into something like that, or if you're looking to be like, you know what, I can gain popularity from people around the area, so that way it's easier for them to go to Akron, go to Cleveland, go to Columbus, even if you're from like Strongsville or Barberton or Hilliard or something like that. You be like, you know what, I saw him in Mansfield, he was dope. Let me go ahead and see him down here. Or you're creating something else for them to actually see. I want us to be like the hub that comes through. You're like, all right, it's
like the next Def Jam concert.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it's like Cincinnati, Cleveland, Columbus, right? 3 C's. Then you got Toledo and Akron. Like, okay, they're bigger cities, but on that. Then I want it to be Mansfield. You know what I'm saying? Like, we might not be the size of Toledo, we might not be the size of Akron, but we're just off of that highway just enough. People are like, you know what?
It's like New York, for example.
Yeah.
one thing, Mansfield is a small city, but New York isn't bigger than California. What is it? I think they have rooted culture. They established a rooted culture. Is that what you would say? So that's what you're doing is really like it's down the line. It's like it's a seed you're planting. Like, okay, man, if we can establish culture in Mansfield,
can you believe it? We're still on. Though it's designed for us alone.
We don't have too much people, which means we have enough that's within reach. We can create a core fan base. You know what I'm saying? Then from there, we can create, like how New York is, our own, you know what I'm saying, base to where, like how when you think of Detroit, you think of Atlanta. These are places where they created their own culture, their own sound, own identity. So is that what you say you're trying to do to where comedians, you can say, okay, y'all can come down here and would you say there's a fan base when it comes to comedy, or do you feel like it's something that we have to nurture?
I think
that's another question.
I think there's a fan base. I just think that with Mansfield being as small as it is, in comparison to everything else, people was like, if you're not from Mansfield or a big name, quote unquote, you know what I'm saying, if you're not Dave Chappelle, they really don't fuck with you. But then as I've started doing the comedy shows, if you at least give them a chance, they come out here and when I have my comics come in, I prep them to them like, hey, this is a tough crowd. They don't really fuck with out of towners. You know what I'm saying? So you got to get in there, be funny, get what you need to get out the way, so that way they'll trust you. Because that's the problem with us. We are small town enough that we've seen the big time, but we've been fucked around a lot. So when it comes to comedy, like, there's plenty of funny cats in Mansfield. You know this, I know this. In the area, there's plenty of funny cats. So we know what
platform.
Funny,
there's not
right.
a platform that like monetized.
Yeah, exactly. We know what funny is, but now we want to see what you act. Why are you getting it instead of my guy? You know what I'm saying? So once you learn how to do that, once you learn how to embrace that, okay, it's cool. And then I try to create like a Cleveland vibe or a Columbus vibe where you can I can go out, I can have a good time. I don't have to spend the gas money to go down there. I don't have to, go out of town to do it. It's like, hey, I could just slide to Costas real quick and get me, get me a funny laugh on.
And with Mansfield being like a city that, first of all, the housing is cheap down here. Would you say that? There's so much opportunity that can be nurtured down here. I think people trying to leave, and I'm like, no, you should build down here because you're going to go to different cities and it's going to be cost more money. The cost of living is more. So I appreciate you even sharing that. What I would say is this, of course, I would want to get more in depth because we talked about, the skills a comedian has to have, the in-depthness of crowd control itself, paying attention. I want to have a specific interview for that because that's something I got to be real detailed on. But with this being said, how do you expect the turnout to be for this upcoming Saturday, and what are you looking for, for this upcoming Saturday?
For this Saturday, because basically when the COVID shut everything down, right, 10 o'clock, I really couldn't do a show. With my show, I normally do a comedy show beforehand, and then what's good about ours is we kind of do a little party afterwards, so that way you kind of meet the comedians. You can kind of chop it up with them. It's a small town vibe. It's not just like, hey, show's over with, and then you shoot somewhere else. Like, no, you can stay, you can kick it, let's have some drinks. You know what I'm saying? We sell wings, we sell food. You know what I'm saying? Why not stay here?
I got good wings. I'm known for the wings.
Best wings in town.
Are you making? Okay. So what I would say is this. So you just mentioned something. You said it's a small town, and with that, I think that gives us if we think about, we may not have a lot, but we can leverage. So what we can leverage is us being a small town. We can create a family within what we got. We should go into the bar. That should be a networking after party. You meeting the comedians, networking, communicating. Hey, let's be knit tight, tight, and being able. If we work together, we can create a culture. We too small to be beefing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It wouldn't make sense. We can create an army right here, and then our culture, and keep pushing forward. So
I shouldn't have to defend my backyard when you already live in my backyard. You know what I'm saying? There's no reason like that. You know what I'm saying? There's no reason like that. I shouldn't have to defend my backyard when you already live in my backyard. You know what I'm saying? So there's no reason for that. We, like you said, we too small. We should be trying to help each other get up. And I understand that, it's naturally it's survival of the fittest, but it's also like you got to realize that you are as strong as your weakest link. So if you keep trying to break the weak links, but you don't connect no chain, you ain't got no chain. You just got links.
Watch how I move through the circus, cause they be weighing you down. Even some of them dudes in your circle. Stay woke.
Never rush the fair, yeah. Still prevail through that.
Fell deep in love with the game and it married me. Judge said I give you a chance, just don't embarrass me. Motivating these little niggas is like a charity. Community service, even though they knew we was working.
It's a conversation, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it's just like this motherfucking leather ass pants we got going on here. Eddie Murphy Raw, hello, you got going on. I ain't never seen this shit. What color combination you got going on this motherfucker?
I got the curve from your t-shirt.
You trying to look, hey buddy, for my t-shirt. All right, Paul.
The curve behind your head.
In between the curve, man. Boy, you might want to get a dust rag in this motherfucker. Ain't been no bitch around here. I see that. Boy, you been singling and jacking off. All right. You right. You right.
Like, if only they could see the outside of the
But hey, look. I'm like, hey, buddy, give me how you live, but Reddy said they're gonna definitely come get this couch in a second. I'm trying to tell you this right now. They gonna leave that dusty ass old palm tree. That motherfucker ain't even no good. Don't do that.
Bothered you. Still moving around in Philly just like the monsters do. When I talked to Em and Hove, they said I'm proud of you. Stood tall back when everyone doubted you. My replies, I did what mad at me. Fell deep in love with the game and it married me. Judge said I give you a chance, just don't embarrass me. Motivating these little niggas is like a charity. Community service, even though they knew we was working.
No palm tree too.
Hey man, hold up, man. Hey, he gave me this as a coaster, fam. That is a candle lid, cuz. Don't do me, fam. No, ain't nobody about to fuck around with this. Ain't nobody about to.
All right, appreciate you, man. Hey, live for the Fan Cave podcast this Saturday, the Crown Royal.
Comedy Jazz.
Let's get
February
it.
27th, man.
James
Ryan
Jones.
TDT and
You gonna do this over a text though? A text.